The title of our presentation is Baking Soda versus Baking Powder.
Baking soda and baking powder are both leavening agents, which are substances used to help bake good rice. As we all know that baking soda and baking powder are commonly used ingredients in making bread, cookies, cake and etc. So here is a little bit brief about both ingredients. Baking soda is formerly known as sodium bicarbonate. It is a white crystalline powder that is naturally alkaline. Baking soda becomes activated when it combines with both an acidic ingredient and a liquid. However, baking powder is a complete leavening agent, means it contains both sodium bicarbonate and acidic ingredients.
Hello, my name is Mohamad Hanif and I'm going to present about the
History of baking soda and baking powder. Baking soda was discovered by two workers at the College of Medicine in Berlin in the year 1800. At that time, there was a lot of interest in the properties and behavior of what was called fixed air, also known as carbon dioxide at that time. Baking soda was first used in America during colonial times, but it was not produced in the United States until 1839. In 1846, Austin Church, a Connecticut physician, and John Dwight, a farmer from Massachusetts, established a factory in New York to manufacture baking soda. And for the history of baking powder, Elizabeth Bird, wife of British chemist Alfred J. Bird, was allergic to yeast. Therefore, it prompted Alfred to look for alternative to make bread rice. Bird decided to add tartaric acid to baking soda, and with that, baking powder was found.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'll be demonstrating a simple experiment to you about how baking soda and baking powder looks. So let's begin. First, put some baking soda into a cup. Then, followed by a few squeezes of lemon juice. To the next cup, put some baking powder into it, but instead of lemon juice, this time we pour some water. So, why did the baking soda start bubbling only after lemon juice is added, while baking powder starts bubbling instantly only after water is added? The air bubbles produced are actually carbon dioxide gas, which is produced by the reaction between sodium hydrogen carbonate and the citric acid in the lemon juice. This reaction can be represented by the chemical formula of. So, when we mix baking soda and lemon juice into a dough, the carbon dioxide gas produced create air bubbles in the dough, increasing the size of the dough. For the baking powder, it already contains sodium hydrogen carbonate and some edible acid, such as tartaric acid. Water is needed only for the sodium hydrogen carbonate and tartaric acid to dissolve and ionize, so that reaction can take place.
Hello, my name is Badriena Husna and we move on to how to use baking soda. Okay, first thing first, baking soda is a base. When a recipe calls for baking soda, it usually calls for some type of acid or acidic ingredients. So, basically, baking soda needs an acidic ingredients to create the rising reaction, which in turn creates carbon dioxide and allows baked good to rise. Did you know that baking soda is about 3 to 4 times stronger than baking powder? More baking soda in recipe doesn't necessarily mean more leaf. Baking soda and acid creates bubble of carbon dioxide gas that give it a fluffy texture, right? This thing creating the airy effect in batter and dough. Baking soda provide dough with increased pH levels, which creates a heightened alkalinity. Through the increase in pH, the gluten in the dough becomes weakened. So that's why the existence of baking soda creates a tender texture for cookies and pastries versus something chewer such as bread.
Hi, I'm Khadija and I'm going to explain about when to use baking powder. So when to actually use baking powder. Now keep in mind that baking powder already had an acidic properties in it, so it is normally called for a recipe that doesn't have any acidic ingredients yet, as it only needs moisture like milk or water to be activated. And from that reaction, carbon dioxide gas will be produced. And from that reaction as well, it'll increase the volume of baked goods and make it fluffier. And that's why baked goods like muffin and cakes that need fluffiness and rising often include baking powder in its recipe.